What's up, guys? Got a new build going on today. Got a FlandersFPV, just came out with his new frame he sent over to me. We're gonna get it built up, and I'm excited to get a little race frame going, so let's get it going. This is the components we're working with. I got my cheap ass motors that I pulled off the skull, Caddx Micro F1, Bardwell F4 board, got the Maytag VTX. I'm using my FreeSky receiver just because I have an extra. I got these 20 amp Spedix ESCs that are D-Shot 600. One thing I thought was pretty cool is look at the size difference between the 30 amp and those 20 amps. These are pretty sweet. And then of course we got Tyler's frame, and I will get this built together and we'll look at the frame itself all together in 3, 2, 1. There you go, wonders of editing. So this is Tyler's frame, FlandersFPV. Go ahead and follow him. He's really fun to watch race, and just an all-around good guy. This is from, he reached out to everybody asking what their needs and desires were in the frame, and it was nice that he was able to put everything in there. We have a True-X frame, very lightweight. He designed it so if you break an arm, which we don't want to happen but is pretty much inevitable in racing, you only have to remove one screw to swap it out. You can either top mount or bottom mount the battery, and it's a nice tight package how he has it all set up. And you actually are supposed to be able to fit your receiver and your VTX in between the two plates, in between the arms. But because I didn't listen to what he said when buying the VTX, I got one that's a little too large and a little too thick. So we're going to end up doing some modifications, which I will cut to now. The top plate of the sandwich here is set up that you can run either a 30x30 or a 20x20, which is nice for your options. Since I'm running the Bardwell F4, doing the 30x30, and part of my issue is I can't fit it underneath. It's just a little too thick, and I want to set it flush, but I have these little bits in the way. And I was talking to Tyler about it, and since these little nubs don't serve any direct structural purpose, I can remove them. Now I will say, you don't want to just go cutting into your carbon fiber, because you want to make sure that it's not going to harm the frame in any way and ruin the structural stability of it. But what I'm going to actually take you through, and the rest of the build will be a time lapse, is the process of me actually taking these down and removing it. And always make sure with carbon fiber, or anytime you're using power tools, always be safe. Safety glasses, ventilator, just make sure you're being careful with it. And we're going to try to make it look like it came from the factory, just without those nubs. So that's what we will cut to now. Okay, so this is the plate that holds the flight controller. It's the top of the sandwich. And my issue is these little tabs here that are for the 20x20, I do not need, first of all. But second, my VTX, if I can find it, right here. Here it is. All right, so my VTX is too thick to fit in between the sandwich, and I want to sit it flush, but this piece can't fit through because of the 20x20 little nubs here. So since these serve no structural part other than to hold a 20x20, which I'm not using, I'm going to remove it. Now the big thing, always safety, glasses, respirator mask, wear gloves when you're actually doing it, and just take your time. So we're going to go through, and I'm going to take my pencil, and where we're rounded here, you can see a little bit of the round. So what I'm going to do, now you guys aren't going to be able to see it that well, but I am going to kind of make a little mark here to give myself a bit of a guide. And I'm going to cut the majority of it off with my Dremel, but then I'm going to finish it up with some really fine files and try to get that nice clean edge there, and it'll give us some more room underneath the flight controller. So I'll do this in a time lapse. All right, y'all. Okay, here we go. So we've removed the little nubs, and I mean, it's not the prettiest job in the world, but it works. Now that fits in. Keep in mind this will be shrunk wrap and everything, but it gives me more room to play with and where I need to mount my stuff. So now we can get on with the build.
I take your hand and lead you to the dance floor. As the music dies, something in your eyes calls to mind a silver screen and all its sad goodbyes. I'm never gonna dance again, guilty feet have got no rhythm, though it's easy to pretend. I know you're not a fool. I should've known better not to cheat a friend and waste that chance that I've been given. So I'm never gonna dance again the way I dance with you. Time can never mend the careless whisper of a good friend. To the heart and mind, ignorance is kind. There's no comfort in the truth. Pain is all you'll find. I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet have got to know a rhythm. And though it's easy to pretend, I know you're not a fool. I should've known better not to cheat a friend and waste that chance that I've been given. And so I'm never gonna dance again the way I dance with you. Tonight the music seems so loud. I wish that we could lose this crowd. Maybe it's better this way. We hurt each other with the things we want to say. We could have been so good together. We could have lived this dance forever.
Alright, hey guys, this is it. It's done. It is complete. Some of the stuff that you have missed that will be edited out of the video is this has been torn down and rebuilt 3 times. Number 1, I had smoke upon first plug-in, and that was due to the 9-volt regulator on the Bardwell F4 board frying instantly. I was in contact with Race Day Quads about it. They said it's uncommon. However, my buddy who actually made this frame had the same thing happen to him. So I put it to another battery source, and instantly after that, I had it in beta flight. I had plugged the battery in, and I was testing the motors out, and I don't know if you can see it that well, but I fried my VTX. Luckily, my buddy Eugene, E2P2, had some extra VTXs that he threw to me, and I was able to get this up and running. Absolutely love this frame. I've done a hover test with it, and I'll get it out and be able to fly it here soon. And the one thing I find pretty entertaining, because I run the China Hobby Line batteries, that's what I have right now, but when you top mount this thing, it's like parking a refrigerator on top. Pretty darn big. But nonetheless, this is it was a lot of fun to build, even with the frustrations. Oh, yeah, originally I said I was going to put the cheap-ass motors on there, and I ended up putting these hyperlite 2205, 2550, 2522 kV motors that I also got from Eugene. Yeah, I'm excited to get it out flying. I really wish that I didn't have the issues that I would have had, so I could actually go out and fly this weekend because we had some beautiful weather. But nonetheless, it was a fun build. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Sign. And lighten up under there. Ooh, I see something smoking.